Ghana Card is here and is here to stay. We've been told from the very 1st of July, you cannot even transact any bank transactions without your Ghana Card. If you haven't registered your SIM card as well, you get blocked. Let me put it like that. Simply put, your line will be blocked. I don't know how many people have registered their Ghana Cards as of now, but it's right that we speak to the head of corporate affairs at NIA, and he's online joining me. His name is Abdul Ganiyu. Hello, good morning, Abdul.
Yes, good morning.
How are you today?
I'm doing well.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for joining us as well. We know 1st of July is just 2 days away, and Ghanaians have still not registered. Not all Ghanaians have registered. Can you quickly give us a brief on the numbers that have registered as of now?
Yes, from where I sit, we have registered 16.8 million Ghanaians as of now, and we have printed about 16.7 million cards. So what it means is that there is a shortfall of some other cards that are yet to be printed, but there will always be a gap, really, between the number of people registered or the number of people enrolled and the number of cards that have been printed. That is simply because you are going to have some issues that are technical in the regions and in the districts that may delay the printing of some cards. So at all times, you are going to have the number of cards printed lagging behind the total number of people registered. So yes, we're talking about 6.8 million people enrolled as we speak, and then about 6.7 million cards that have been printed.
How about? Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, what is worrying, however, is some of the cards that have been printed which have not yet been issued. And that really is no fault of NIA. It is simply that cards that have been printed after the March registration, we have moved those cards to the regional and the district offices. And the expectation is that wherever you registered, you should be able to locate the district office at the place that you registered, and then you go there for the cards to be issued to you. Unfortunately, some of these cards move to the regions and districts. We still have quite a lot of them in our inventory, which continue to pose a challenge to us.
So printed, and then we have about 100,000 not printed yet.
Exactly. A little over 100,000 yet to be printed.
Is it possible for us to print this 100,000 within these 2 days?
Yes, that's very much possible. We are going through a certain technical process, what we call whitelisting of some cards that we have in our custody, blank cards. And we are in the process of moving these cards to the regions, to the districts where they have shortfalls of blank cards. And once they receive these cards, the expectation is that we should be able to print quite a lot of these cards, if not all, in the course of this week and hopefully next week. So those cards that are yet to be printed will be printed in the next couple of days. And once individuals are there for these cards to be issued, the cards will be issued to them.
Okay. Now, looking at Ghana's population, we have about 32 million people in Ghana, but we've printed only, or we have registered only 6.8 million Ghanaians. Is it that the Ghanaians are not approaching or not coming to your centers to get registered, or you're just being overwhelmed, hence you can't give out the cards, enough cards in this short period?
Yes, I think it's important for us to understand the context. The 16.8 million people we have enrolled are persons who are aged 15 years and above.
Right.
And that has been the first phase of the registration. So we have not yet started registering persons who are below age 15.
All right.
What do you call it? So the adult population basically are persons who are 15 years and above. We would start the registration of children over the course of this year. and that is from age 0 up to 14. And if you look at that adult population from 15 years and above, the Population and Housing Census tells us that that population is around 21 million. So if we have done close to 17 million, then we are talking about some 3 to 4 million Ghanaians within this particular bracket who are yet to be registered. But again, what we did was to conduct mass registration, which I believe you are aware. We went around the regions and the districts, created a lot of registration centers. People queued, they got registered. And by the time we were done with that, we had captured over 12 million of that population. Then we have now gone on to establish permanent regional and district offices to facilitate what we call continuous registration. It is not our anticipation that we would ever get to a point where each and every Ghanaian has been registered, because as the days go by, we will surely continue to add to the population. But in order to facilitate a process where people can register on a daily basis and continuously for the life of this country and for the life of humanity, that is why we have created the permanent regional and district officers to facilitate that. So on any day you go to any of the district offices of the NIA, you should be able to register, obtain a Ghana card. If there are any other identity management services that you require, the regional or the district office should be able to render that. So NIA, like any other state institution, has come to stay, and we have presence across the length and breadth of this country. And identity management services can always be sought.
Right. And for those who don't have the card yet, if they need it, do they have to pay?
I mean, there are circumstances that charges or fees probably could come in. And one instance is when you go to the Premium Registration Center. At the moment, the NIA headquarters is a Premium Registration Center. And then also the Cal Bank headquarters is also a Premium Registration Center. When you go to these centers, you pay 250 Ghana cedis to obtain
50 Ghana cedis,
250.
250,
Exactly. Then beyond that, persons who have lost their cards, they simply can't find their cards, they don't know where it is. Those people must go pick a police extract. And then proceed to the NIA regional offices across the country or at the LWAC Sports Stadium. Then those people can obtain a replaced card, which they pay a fee of 30 Ghana cedis. So anytime you have lost your card and you want that card to be replaced, the fee that comes with it is 30 Ghana cedis. And that also applies to persons who want to update their records. So say change of name, change of date of birth, or any other record that we hold about you. If you want to update that, and that must lead to the printing of a new card, you pay an amount of 30 Ghana cedis. So anytime a new card has to be printed, whether it's a lost card or it's an update that must lead to the printing of a new card, you pay the 30 Ghana cedis. So that's another way that fee is going to apply. Now, institutions that also call on NIA to come and conduct institutional registration, we levy each and every applicant at the premises of that institution, which is 100 Ghana cedis. So if Joy Prime or Multimedia calls NIA to come and register your staff, then each staff within the premises of Multimedia will pay an amount of 100 Ghana cedis. Then household registration. So that's one, you sit at home, you call on NIA should come and register your household. Each member of that household pays 150 cedis. So these are the circumstances that fees are going to apply, or else set time registration for each and every Ghanaian, doing it at our regional and our district offices is free. And I believe you obtain your card for free as well. And that applies to every Ghanaian who took part in the mass registration exercise or now wants to register for the Ghana card through the district or the regional office.
Okay. So these are the prices that people have to incur just in case you lose your card or you want the executive one as well. But it's free if we come to your district office.
Yes, yes.
Okay, since some people have still not received their cards, have you engaged the Bank of Ghana in any way to extend the blockage, hence to enable people get their cards before?
I think that it is important to understand that by the 1st of July, no one's bank account is going to be blocked.
Okay.
I mean, the conversation we've had with all the stakeholders, what it is that from the 1st of July, there will be a takeoff. So as far as the acceptance of the Ghana card for banking transactions in Ghana is concerned, per the law, LI 211 of the National Identification Register 2012. So for any individual who has the Ghana card, the banks have called on us to visit our branches or any other branch to be able to update that particular record using the Ghana card. The banks have gone through the proof of concept. Most of the banks have now been onboarded. And by the 1st of July, they should be able to render services using the Ghana card. In other words, when you present your Ghana card to the bank branch, they are able to verify that against your record on the national identification system before service can be rendered. So for individuals who have not yet done this, before you go to the bank on any day for any transaction, make sure that you would have registered and obtained your Ghana card. And then go from the 1st of July, the record will be updated, then the service will be rendered to you. So there's not going to be a situation where accounts are blocked, individuals are losing money. That's not what is going to happen. The fact is, the banks have to populate their own database in order that these verifications can happen. So without being able to populate the database, there was no way that any form of verification with the two systems being linked, that is the bank's information system with that of the NIA being linked for verification to take place. So that's the context that people must understand this. Perhaps I'm saying so because the 1st of July is just a day or two away. Now we can boldly say that, no, people are not going to lose records.
Okay.
From the beginning, the message had to be put out there so that people...
So the message has not been clear.
Exactly. So that.
But do you anticipate a rush? Because effective July 1st, you need your card to be able to, get access to your accounts. You still need the card. So are we anticipating some rush?
There could be a rush at the regional and district offices of NIA for persons who have not yet registered for their Ghana card. That we are already seeing. Even though this announcement came out a couple of months ago, a lot of people waited. And now that it's just a couple of days away, they are rushing to get their Ghana cards. No problem. We are there to serve them. So if you go to the NIA headquarters, even the Premium Registration Center, you're going to find quite a lot of people there already.
Okay, so you've put systems in place to prevent delay, right?
Yes. So in effect, as I indicated, these officers have always been there waiting for people to come and register. But perhaps our attitude generally is that we will often wait to the very last minute, then before we go on rushing for some of these services. So yes, for the number of people queuing, we will continue to serve them and ensure that they get registered and obtain their Ghana card. Then they can go and get their records updated with the bank.
All right. Thank you so much for clearing all of these for us today. We are super grateful. I've been speaking to Abdul Ganiyu, who is the head of corporate affairs at NIA, and he's been telling us a lot about the NIA cards. We know effective July 1st, if you don't have your Ghana card and you go to the bank, you can't transact any business. You need your Ghana card before. And also, if you haven't gotten it and you haven't registered your SIM card, you are going to be blocked. So you need to get your Ghana card now. It's very important that you get your Ghana card. And he says you can go to other places and 31st July, sorry. It's on 31st of July. So you can go to all their offices and make sure that you get it. They do home service as well. They do office service. So just contact them for them to serve you. They are ever willing to do this for you as much as possible. Let's all get our Ghana cards so that we can have some, level of confidence when we walk out there, walk into our bank, we don't get embarrassed, or you are not denied your own money. Kindly get your Ghana cards. This has been the Beyond the Headlines segment. My name is Roslyn Fedi. We have a lot more coming your way on the show. Don't tune out. We'll be right back.